Invasive shrubs. So across the Chicago region, nearly 80% of our forests are now dominated by invasive shrubs like buckthorn and honeysuckle. So we are so lucky to be joined by the Morton Arboretum Lindsay Darling. Lindsay, is your real last name Darling? I gotta know. Are you there, Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm there.
There you are. Is your last name Darling, really?
Yeah, I tried to get my husband to take it when we got married, and he declined.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity.
I love that
Exactly.
name. That is so awesome. Okay, so do you want to take this away, because I know this is your passion.
Oh yeah,
This is your passion.
Lindsay,
Get
my
into it.
folks bought a place in Northbrook. It's an acre and a half plot of land. When they bought it, I would say 80% of it was covered in buckthorn, and they had to bring in heavy machinery. They were out there for I want to say a couple weeks, clearing it out and then treating the stumps so that it didn't come back. But for those who are unfamiliar what buckthorn is, run us through the cliff notes here.
Sure. So buckthorn is a species that comes from Eurasia. It is used commonly as a hedge. So people would plant it between their property and somebody else, and it does a really great job at that because it's so dense and thick that even when it loses its leaves, it will still block that property line. Buckthorn and other shrubby invaders like bush honeysuckle make berries. And birds will eat those berries and then move them to other places and drop them. So they can really move into our forest and be very problematic. And them being those really dense shrubs that we like for hedges is really detrimental to forested areas because they are so dense that no light can get down to the forest floor, so nothing else grows underneath them.
My goodness gracious. So what is the solution? I see on that map there you guys are kind of tracking where they're located. How are you guys taking care of this problem?
It's a lot of work, like you guys alluded to. So a lot of forest preserve districts and other publicly owned properties put a lot of their efforts into managing it. They really do depend on volunteers to work on it as well. So it's, like you said, it takes a long time. Cutting them down will, stop it, but then you have to put herbicide on it to keep them from coming back.
Is this an uphill battle or is there hope?
It's a hard battle, and we've actually seen buckthorn get worse over the years. So it's something that I believe we're starting to acknowledge as a problem, and that's definitely a first step. But we do need to have all hands on deck to work on it, and to be working not just in our public areas, but like you said, on your home properties as well, because those seeds really can move around. So I don't like to believe in lost causes, but it is definitely a hard effort.
Okay, it's kind of each take it into their own hands when it's on your property. What about honeysuckle? So we hear honeysuckle is also an issue?
Yeah, they're pretty much, characteristics are very similar. They're another species that was used as a hedge, and they have berries the same way. Honeysuckle is more common in the southern part of the Chicago region, in Will and in Kendall counties, but buckthorn is more problematic toward the northern side. There are a few other shrubby invaders that you might see as well. One of them is barberry or burning bush. So a lot of these things that do the same thing in our lawns do the same thing in our forested areas.
Is Chicago alone?
No. It's pretty bad here, but Indianapolis has tons of honeysuckle. There's a lot of that in southern Michigan as well. The Twin Cities has lots and lots of buckthorn. On the East Coast, it's some other species, but it's out there as well. So we're in good company.
Oh.
Is there a good spot that people can go just to see what it looks like? Is it just a simple Google search, buckthorn or
Well,
honeysuckle?
that map that you alluded to, you mean in terms of pictures?
Yeah.
So the Morton Arboretum has tons of resources for that.
Oh, okay.
And they have tools for identifying it and then how you can actually treat it as well.
Can you run us through the message there? If I am a homeowner and I notice, oh gosh, yeah, I haven't been back to that corner of my yard, but it's getting thick back there, what do they need to look out for? And what should they do if they find a buckthorn shrub?
So if it's little, you can oftentimes just pull it out of the ground and you're done. If they're bigger, then that becomes pretty challenging. And at that point, you would want to cut it down and put some herbicide around the stem. Again, there's a lot of really good resources on the website on how to exactly do this. You don't want to be applying herbicide if you're not sure what you're doing. If you have a huge infestation and you can't get to it right away, buckthorn actually has male and female trees. So if you just take care of the female ones, that will keep them from making new berries and getting worse.
How do you tell the difference between a male and a female?
The flowers look a little bit different, and you can use the Arboretum's resources to see what those flowers look like. But if it's making berries, then it's a female tree.
Oh, this might be a silly question, but I'm curious. Are there still gardening stores or places that are selling plants that sell buckthorn or honeysuckle, or is it just in nature?
No, it is considered a noxious weed in Illinois, and it is illegal to sell or even illegal to give away.
Oh, illegal to give away.
Here's a question. My friend who lives in Arlington Heights lives on a public right-of-way that's along a creek. Now, he doesn't own this land. It's behind his backyard, but he's interested in clearing out. It's covered in buckthorn. Can they do that? Can he clear it out legally, or is there a process? Because, I mean, he wants it. That's for the public good, is it not?
You'd have to reach out to whoever owns the land. I don't think you can manage land that's not your own without permission.
Interesting.
As much as I would love them to.
Yeah, exactly.
With these invasive species, sometimes I think it's kind of hard to tell, because even just looking at these pictures that you showed, they look beautiful.
Pretty.
Is this the honeysuckle that we're looking at now?
That's
Yeah.
honeysuckle.
So it looks almost like a purposeful bush that just has these beautiful flowers, but the problem is, like you said, they're just too dense. Is there any other issue with them?
I mean, that's why they were brought here, is because they are beautiful. Those flowers smell fantastic. The berries can be quite pretty, but it's just when they're able to, keep reproducing without control that it becomes really a problem.
Is there a success story that you can point to about either a nature preserve, a park, or just a location here in Chicagoland where the folks there have done a good job at turning this thing around, managing it?
Yeah, so if you look at the map that we created as part of the study, you really can look at places where buckthorn doesn't exist. So the Morton Arboretum has tons of volunteers, and they've done a lot of work to remove buckthorn from their property, and it's looking pretty great. The Botanic Garden has done a really great job as well. One of the properties that I've worked on a lot and have seen big changes over the years is LaBaugh Woods. So it's part of Cook County Forest Reserve District, and they have a lot of volunteers that go out in the winter and cut down buckthorn. They've been replanting some new shrubs in there that had been removed with the buckthorn. Or not, the buckthorn had outcompeted, so they weren't there anymore. And it's really become a beautiful place.
So with that question, it reminds me of a different question. Do you know, in the history books of invasive species of plants, has there been a situation like this where we've fixed it? Maybe something's taken over and we've just all, come together and work to get rid of this invasive species altogether?
With plants, no, I don't think so. It's an
Okay.
ongoing thing.
Oh.
But I mean, I think it's just kind of part of ecology that humans have always managed the landscape for better or for worse, and this is just something that we need to deal with now.
What would it take to get this under control? Are we talking about mobilizing hundreds, if not thousands, of volunteers in Chicagoland to actually get a handle on it?
Yeah, I think that's about what it would take. It's a lot of people and a lot of effort. But, I mean, really, I've done a lot of this volunteering, and it's really fun. It happens usually in the winter time, so it's nice that it gets you outside when you might not usually go outside. But you'll be out cutting down these shrubs with a lot of people who are generally very pleasant to be around, get some exercise in, and at the end, you oftentimes have a bonfire with those trees that you cut down, and it's a lot of fun. So I really recommend people get out there and do what they can.
As far as being worried about this issue, are there really just like hot spots that need to be taken care of, where maybe it's like a natural area or a specific forest around that has an issue that we want to keep under control? Because if it's just your backyard, I mean, it might kill a few plants, but I feel like you guys probably have your eyes on certain locations in Chicagoland that are worrisome.
Yeah, a lot of forest reserve districts will have properties that they're especially interested in working in. So they aren't even managing it on all their land, but they're doing a lot of it. So it's usually forests that maybe still have a nice mature canopy of species like oaks that we're interested in, or places that have some more conservative plant species on the ground that get prioritized. But I really do want to emphasize that it needs to be a landscape scale approach. We can't just be working on our natural areas, because if it's still in people's yards, birds can still eat those berries and move them back to places that we've worked.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like
true.
1 step forward, 2 steps back. All right, Lindsay, before we let you go, where can folks find more information, including that information on how to delineate between the male and female plant?
So yeah, the Morton Arboretum website is great for that. The Arboretum also has a plant clinic, so it's a free service that we offer that you can email or call them, and they can offer advice on a wide variety of landscaping and tree issues. Or if you're at the Arboretum, you can stop in and chat with them.
All right, Lindsay Darling. Love your
Thank
name.
you.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
We got our work cut out for us on this one.
Those dang buckwheat.
I've buckthorn.
Buckthorns.
Buckwheat.
The buckwheat. I
I pulled. You should do you should scour your yard and see if there's any.
I don't think
I found
anything.
about 5 plants on mine
Mine's
behind
just,
the
I
garage.
just have grass back there.
It's just grass.
Just
Okay,
grass.
you're in the clear.
Yeah, but
You're
the
in the clear.
honeysuckle is more south, she said.
Pretty.
So maybe
Honeysuckle's
the
way,
honeysuckle-
based on the picture, honeysuckle's way prettier than buckthorn. To me, buckthorn just looks like a generic green. I mean, it's not unattractive. It's just like circular green leaves, and they grow
Do they
about
have thorns?
10, 15. No, I don't think they have thorns.
Why are they called buckthorn?
Don't know.
They should
Great
be called
question.
not buckwheat, buckthorn.
Buckthorn.
We should ask that question.